Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. I apologize. I know I've been gone for a very long time. This is partially due to the fact that I was moving and partially due to the fact that I lost my camera for several months. Well, not just the camera, but the camera battery, and it took a while to find. I have been watching a lot of EmilyArtful lately, and I will link her down below because she is awesome and I love her videos. And I realized that I probably shouldn't be talking over my videos because I find that annoying in other artists' videos when they talk over. I apologize. Our cat has a bell. And he constantly wants to itch while he's over here. EmilyArtful likes to tell story times over her art videos, and I thought that that would be a nice idea and it would give me something else to draw that's different than what I would normally go to. So today I have drawn a unisquirrel, and that is related to some of my childhood stories of when my 6 to 7 year old brain just made connections that may or may not have been there. So the first story that I want to tell you guys about is the crocodile/alligator story. I don't know the difference between crocodiles and alligators. I know that there is a difference, and I know that one is saltwater and one is clear water, but I don't know the difference. I was on vacation with my sister and my dad and my mom, but my mom wasn't there at the story. And my dad had taken us out to a lake or pond or something, and the water was really murky, and he had taken us out there to go swimming. So my sister and I go in the water, we start swimming around, and it's maybe been 10 minutes. And there have been signs posted all about, but I couldn't read them at the time. I didn't know what they said. And my dad gets real freaked out, and he says there are alligators in the water and that we need to get out. And my child brain, thinking that the water is murky and covered in algae, I think that I saw some eyes. And so I run out and I tell my dad, I'm like, I saw eyes. There were definitely alligators in there. And now thinking back on how you may watch over children and get irritated or annoyed with the way that they handle certain things, this may have been a lie to try and get me and my sister out of the water. Because dad was bored, but I don't know for sure. So part of me worries that it was real and that we just risked our lives just running out of the pond as fast as possible and like flailing around. That's like the worst thing to do in a situation where an alligator or crocodile might be near. You know, you don't want to thrash around. You don't want to bring a lot of attention to yourself. So after this whole shebang goes down and we get out of the water, we're walking back to the car, and there's this little like memorial headstone thing. And as I told you guys, I couldn't read at the time. I didn't know what things said. I just knew that there were names listed on this. That was the most that I could tell. I just saw that there were names on it. And my brain made this connection, and I turned to my dad and I go, are those the names of all the children that got eaten by the alligators? Yeah, that's what I said. That's the connection my brain made as a 6-year-old, or possibly younger. I'm not exactly sure. It's a little fuzzy, but yeah. My dad clearly turned to me and said, no, that's not what that is, but he didn't ever explain what it was. So the next two stories are a little bit shorter. So the first one is the hot dog story. And my dad used to be a youth pastor. Yes, I am a PK. And when I was really, really young, I think I was younger than the last story, we had gone to different towns, to different churches, and like scanned files and stuff. I don't know what we were doing, but we were in a place that I wasn't familiar with. And after Dad was done, he took me out to lunch. I often went with my parents to their workplaces when I was little. So I remember we went to this diner, and I think it was like an old style diner. And he ordered me a hot dog, and I remember the hot dog coming out, and it was one of the older style like sausage hot dogs, like it had come from a line that someone had cut it out of, so it had those little ends on it, right? My dad, well, first of all, I looked at the plate, and I looked away, and I just kind of left the plate alone. And my dad turns to me and he's like, "Honey, why aren't you eating your hot dog? You love hot dogs." And I looked at it, and then I looked at him, and I said, "It has a tail." I legitimately thought that there was a pigtail on each end of the sausage, and I refused to eat it until Dad cut both ends off of the sausage. I know that's dumb, but forgive me, I was probably like 4 or 5. And the last story that is directly related to the picture I am drawing currently is about unisquirrel. Now, that story I don't know very much of because I was very young and it wasn't something that stuck out a lot to me. I was walking with my parents through a park. It must have just been like spring or something like that. And I was telling my parents something about like a story, and I was leading up to the fact that there was going to be a unicorn somewhere. And so I was like leading up to the story, getting really into the story, and then all of a sudden a squirrel runs out. And I get so excited that when I say, "And it's a unisquirrel," and my parents just bust out laughing. Just at my childhood. I don't have ADD, but that was definitely a show of childhood ADD. So that's why I decided to create a unisquirrel today, because my parents have constantly brought up that story since I was very, very young. The fact that I talked about a unisquirrel. So anytime they saw a squirrel run out from in the yard, they would go, "It's a unisquirrel." And yeah, look, it's a unisquirrel. Oh man. If you would like to hear more stories of my childhood where I did stupid things, or if you would like to hear some more real stories from my short adulthood that I have experienced, please let me know in the comments or like this video or whatever. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you liked this little project that I worked on for this video. And I am sorry that I have taken so damn long to get back to you guys, but I will try a little bit harder to be more regular. Thanks so much for watching, and have a nice day.